Hello everyone, it's Maria here from Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd like to firstly apologise for taking an extended break. It was a lot longer than I had anticipated, but the way life had turned for me, basically I just couldn't film. There was just no opportunity. And for me also, I was uninspired creatively. So I'm not going to just put up a video for the sake of putting up a video. You'll be able to tell then that I'm not at 100% my best. And that's something I don't want when I film videos. So lately, which is quite unusual for me at this time, I was quite inspired. I saw a few things on Pinterest that really sparked my imagination. And I also cased an old card that I did in the past. And this is now something I would really like to bring to you. So I'm hoping you'll enjoy today's video. I'm going to be doing a few things that are, I'm going to be, combining old, new, and retired sort of thing. So, yeah. So what I'll be doing is a Christmas card. I'm using an old Cricut cartridge because I still have the Cricut Expression. I haven't upgraded to any of the new ones as yet because I don't feel the need for them at this point in time. But I'm using the Simply Charmed Cricut cartridge, and I'm using this star here, and I cut it out in advance just to save some time. And I love that the points are not overly pointy, they're kind of a little bit rounded. So I cut that out, and this is on page 68 of the handbook at 3.5 inches. So I'm going to use this cartridge today. And I'll pop this away now as I go. I'm using the Knit Together stamp, background stamp. This is beautiful. This is one of my newer purchases. I did manage to purchase a few Stampin' Up things, so you'll see them as time goes on. But I love that texture background. I think it's beautiful, and especially for Christmas cards, I think it's perfect. I'm also using the Timber 3D embossing folder. That's also a new purchase of mine, and I love the wooden background. I think it's beautiful. Now I'm using an oldie but goodie First Frost dies. I'm going to be using this die over here, and that's this one over here. I just like that delicate, sprig kind of look to that. So I'll be using that. And I'm also going to be using the Sheet Music background stamp. This is beautiful, a must. I'm using another oldie but goodie, that's the Ticket. And it's got really nice, seasonal, and also you can personalize it, little tickets, which I think will add just the right touch for this project. And it says Christmas wishes to you and yours. And I'm using the matching punch. I think it's called the Ticket Duo punch. It was around years ago and it's now retired. But as I said, I have kept everything. And I'm using the Dashing Deer bundle. Again, another retired item, but I simply love that deer. So I'm going to use that die today. So we'll get started on the project. The colours I've chosen are Garden Green, and I've got a panel piece that will fit. It's like 1/4 of an inch shorter than the rest of the panel, and I've got a piece of crumb cake cardstock, which is half an A4 scored in half again, and it becomes an A6 card base. Please feel free to use whatever card base you wish. This is not specific to anything. Just use what you want. It's very, very simple. Oops, I didn't do that correctly, did I? I didn't burnish that very well. Okay, done. I've got a piece of very vanilla cardstock. I've got a piece of just some scrap gold glitter that I have cardstock running around, and that's the star out of crumb cake. And I've got like champagne foil. This is a beautiful colour, so I'll be using that. So with the Garden Green piece, I'm going to stamp the Knit Together. Pop this to the side here because it gets a bit much. the Knit Together stamp, and I've just put everything in an Avriel. I'm going to leave this pouch. I'm going to leave that on here. I've got a piece of acetate, very thick window sheet. I'm going to ink it up with Garden Green. Just ink that all up, and then I'm going to put that right on top. So I'll just make sure I angle that correctly. And I think I've got it all skewed. And I think I do. But hang on, let's see if I can rescue that. Probably not, so I'm going to ink it up again and this time do it properly. That was a good practice run. Oops. I'll do that again because that was a complete stuff up on my end. I'll make sure I really get that, the whole image there done. I should have a piece of paper, but I forgot to bring it in so I can rub it across. But never mind. And that is really nice. I love that texture. So I'll just clean off the ink. Didn't it? Okay, then I'm going to grab my music sheet stamp as well, sheet music. And I will grab a piece of paper because I want to dab it off. So just bear with me for 1 second and I'll be back. So I'm just going to grab my crumb cake ink and I'm going to ink it up. Okay. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to rub off a little bit of the ink. I just don't want it to be overly powerful. And then I'm going to add my star that I cut out with my Simply Charmed Cricut cartridge, and I'm just going to stick that here, and then I'm going to rub that on. And I don't want it to be overly obvious, but I want it to have a slight impression there of the music sheet, and that's perfect. So I'll pop that away for a second, clean this up. What I'm going to be doing is some cutting. There's a lot of cuts that I need to do, but basically I want to put this on the front. So far I'm going to put that on there, but I have not finished with that star. Okay, so I'm going to have that to the side, and then I'm going to do some die cutting. So, oh yeah, before I do any die cutting, I need to stamp my Christmas wishes to you and yours sentiment. Where is that? What's that there? Just grab my Stamparatus. Oh no, I've got a little block here. I'll use that. Okay. And I'll use the soft suede ink for that. Let me see now. Okay, that's the perfect impression. I'm going to cut that out with my punch. So I just clean as I go, otherwise I'll have a huge mess on my hands, and I don't want that. So I'll punch that out. Then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to grab some Stampin' Up crumb cake ink. I'm going to get a brush, just dab off here. I'm just going to use that as my thing, and I'm just going to give it a distressed, aged look. So I think it goes perfect with the colour scheme. So that looks like that. So it gives that like that vintage kind of look. Clean that off. Now I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine and I'm going to do some die cutting. And on this part I'm going to most probably make it go a little fast so it's not a tedious thing for you to watch. So just use whichever machine you have and we'll go from there. Just enjoy. I'm going to put some Christmas music there and hopefully not annoying. And away we go. Finished now die cutting what I need, but what I would like to do with this star is I want to emboss it. So what I'm going to use is the wood grain, the timber embossing folder, and this is a 3D embossing folder. So I'm just going to grab that and I'm going to just emboss that, and I just want to figure out which way it goes up. Hang on, yeah, there it is. So it goes like this. So I'm just going to pop that on here and pop that through. Okay, so that's now done. So I've finished now all the die cutting and embossing and everything that I need to do. And I'm just going to put all of this away. And I really love this embossing folder because it's just so versatile. So that's how the star looks. It's just got a slight detail of the music. Maybe I should have kept it with the music, I don't know, but I quite like that now. So I'm going to pop this on, put that away. I'll stick that down and then we'll arrange all our bits and pieces on there. Okay, so I'll just pop that on here. I really love that texture. It looks like, you know, we've got a knitted jumper on the back. See, that looks nice. Okay, so I've got the star. Now, the detail's kind of gone on this side, hasn't it? And now I quite like the debossed side. So maybe I'll just put the debossed side down here. And I'll put the reindeer across. I'm going to add this down here. And I'm going to also add to this some sprigs there, the glitter, just to give it a bit of oomph. And we'll put this here like that underneath. What do you think? Just have a quick look at it. It's got lots of texture. I'm not sure about this Christmas down here. Might just tuck that underneath up there. What do you reckon? Maybe like that. What do you reckon? Have a little think. I would like to have some more of that music in the background, so I might bring out the music background stamp again. And I don't know, I just feel like it needs it, so I'll bring this out again and I'll link that up in Crumb Cake. Give it a bit of a stamp off, just very lightly, and then I'm going to put that on top. It's very slight. I don't think it's made any difference. Never mind, it just adds to the texture and the vintage look of it. And speaking of vintage, what I might do with that as well is I'm going to just ink it along the edges with my brush. So I'll just clean this up, and then I'm just going to just give it a quick clean on the edge. Not a clean, but I'm going to add some crumb cake on the edge to kind of give it that little bit of definition, I'd say. Okay, so I'll just grab my brush, just put the crumb cake, and I'll just distress the edge. I might give it a little brush over too, just to kind of enhance that wood grain a little bit more. Just give it a little bit of oomph there. Let's see on the other side if it makes a difference. And we can see if we want. Just experimenting. I wanted to kind of have like a nice, elegant, but kind of, I don't know, more like a natural kind of a country sort of Christmassy theme to it. Anyway, let's see how this looks now. I think that the shading adds a little extra something. I quite like that. And let's see if we can put that over there and this across. Yeah, you don't want to stick that out too much. I don't know, I'll stick the reindeer down to start off with on the star, and then I'll tuck those in. So I'll have that going like this, I think. Yeah. So I'll just glue this one down. I think that looks good there. Stick that down with some PVA. Use whatever glue you have on hand, no right or wrong. Just hold that down. And I'll put this on here. I'll just stick it down, and I'll just put glue in the middle so it can leave, you know, the points of the star to kind of lift off the card a little. I think I'm on the last legs with this glue finally after many, many years. It's lasted a long time. Okay, so I'll put that like that. And I better stick that down a little bit because I have a feeling that if I post that, it will get caught up and it will come apart. Okay, this can tuck in like so, and that can tuck in like so, and then I reckon that this can go down here or just here. Actually, that looks good there. All right, I think I'll stick this one down first, and I'll just add the glue. And I won't stick any glue on those bits because I want this to kind of lift off the page a little. Oops. And put it like that. I think it looks beautiful there like that. And then I can add that there. I'll stick these down for sure in this area here. So that goes there, like that. And then I think that this can go like that at an angle. Just an ever so slight, I don't know, what do you think there? Or should I stick that down there? No, I think I like it up the top there. So I'll just put this ticket, like just put glue on the edge there. I like the vintage feel of this particular card. I think it's beautiful. I haven't made a card like this for a very long time and I really love it. So that's how it looks. So let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. If you want a list of what I used, I will put that in the description box below. A couple of the items are current, such as the embossing folder for the star and the knit together stamp, but everything else is retired. So use what you have. This year my philosophy was to use what I have, so that's exactly what I've been doing. I have been buying new items here and there, but nothing overly like over the top. I just buy what I want and what I need at the time. And I haven't really done a lot of card making lately, but I hope you've enjoyed this particular card today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment below, and I'll get back to you within 24 to 48 hours, all going well. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll bring you another video very soon. Thanks. Bye.